is it median or mode? I can't remember. The median or mode points level that the tournaments GBH 100s are run at.
The physics teacher will share his knowledge.
No, the one that's most frequent, right?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Don't know.
Let's go!
Been mugged off so hard.
Precious.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gollum's Gamers podcast. So today we are doing another tier list episode. This time it is for all of the good factions in the game. So that's from Armies of the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Every single good faction. We'll be doing another episode with their evil factions, but we're just sticking with good for today. There's quite a lot of factions, so we are going to get underway. So here we are. Now we are going to begin with the humble Minas Tirith. Tried and tested. What do we think about this? Now, before we get underway, should we talk about how we're going to be ranking these?
Yeah,
we haven't
talked
about this before we started, so you're going to be seeing this live. So, what are we going to base these rankings on?
So, first of all, no legions. This is just the army list. I'd say include allies because a lot of them.
It makes sense.
When you say include allies, yeah, because we talked about that earlier. I'm not sure what we mean by that.
So what's a good one, for example?
So like Misty Mountains, are we going to be judging it by how that can ally into lots of other lists?
Well, it's variable depending on each faction. So like you would take
like
Lake Town, for example.
Yeah.
Survivors of Lake Town, and you would say the faction is better because it has great allied options.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing.
Right.
You wouldn't be like you'd go with Arnor is a really good faction, but maybe it's not S tier because it doesn't allow you to ally because it's red and yellow with a lot of stuff. That sort of analysis.
Yeah, so something like Numenor, we can judge on that it's really good in the Last Alliance.
Yeah,
yes.
Like you can. It would, as a faction itself, it may not be the greatest, but the fact you can make it work with Rivendell, maybe bump it up a little bit, and some maybe they work great on their own, but not faction. And it's just a sliding scale essentially. See what happens.
So a really good example would be just regular Lake Town, Army of Lake Town. Before the nerf, we would have probably rated it a lot higher than we are going to rate it in a minute because of the alliance matrix changes. Because it would just be silly not to actually incorporate that into our faction analysis, right? Because that is part of the game. So why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah. So for any audio listeners, how we rank our tier list. So if you are a very good faction, very top of the list, you are a lemon faction. So that's where the faction should aim to be. And then ascending down from there, or descending, we have silly, nervous, dog, and then Ollie Martin. If you're not doing very well as a faction,
shout out to our man Ollie.
You're pretty Ollie Martin.
Wooden spoon GBHO event this whole season. Fingers crossed for the finale because I know he does watch this.
He's going to get the dub.
Buy a ticket.
Love it, Ollie.
If he gets the dub at the finale, I'll give everyone here £1,000.
Well, Adam,
and it's recorded.
Adam confirmed, I believe, that he is going to play a game at Into the West with a few items of clothing removed. Is that not right, Adam?
What's happening here then? Is this PG?
Yeah, there were conditions upon this.
What are the conditions?
On Ollie winning the finale.
I think the conditions are that Ollie comes to the finale and one of like Vince, Goebel, or
I think it was if Ollie wins the finale and James comes second, then we go above 7th City in the team's league.
Or me,
and then Adam goes to Into the West with his cock well out, and everyone loves it.
Yeah,
I remember having pants on in this comment.
In my dreams, you don't.
It was much copied from Gary Lineker presenting Match of the Day in his underpants.
Oh, he did, didn't he? That's quite.
I don't know if you guys were born then, but basically Leicester won the league. And then
wasn't that long ago?
I don't remember seeing him in Match of the Day.
Right, so we are going to begin with the humble Minas Tirith. Where are we ranking them, folks?
That's a pretty silly nervous faction.
Very silly nervous.
Yeah.
They've got to be at least silly nervous, right? So many options, good heroes.
They're so versatile.
Good army bonus.
Best siege weapon in the game. Pew pew.
Trebuchet.
No.
Probably the best good hero in the game.
Big bad Gandalf the White.
Thing is, though, compared to a lot of like, would I put this in lemon? I think there's an argument for this being in lemon.
I think there could be like
because it's very
lemon.
good. You can play it like with either on its own or say fiefdoms, but you do get the Halls of Thranduil, the Lothlorien allies, which also go pretty hard.
Shout out to our man Jay, who took Minas Tirith with some of the best models in the game that I'm currently building. Yippee!
So it's good on its own.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it being.
We could put it in
a
lemon if it
yeah.
moves.
I guess I'm looking at the other ones and thinking, what else goes in lemon?
They're pretty Ollie.
Yeah, a distribution somewhere. Yeah, because we do.
So I'm happy with it there, and then move about.
I think bottom of lemon. Yeah.
It also had some through the supplements. It's had like some really big improvements with like the heroes that were added in and things. Which, it's received love over the years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Huron being a very good addition to it.
And then also like Ingold and Irolas are both very, very good.
Irolas is a sleeper.
Irolas is really good.
He's a really good hero. March and defense.
You slept with your mom.
Some people just haven't moved on, have they?
I just think that the fact that Gondor, Minas Tirith, didn't get a good legendary legion in Gondor at War. It's so funny.
Men of the West.
Yeah, Minas Tirith's like one of the most impressive factions in the game, and they don't have a good legion yet.
Especially when their own book is called Gondor at War, and they just don't feature.
No, I know.
Apart from Men of the West.
Not a great showing from G-Dubs.
Sal actually played Men of the West recently, and I think he took a big dump on it, so that's how good it is.
I wounded Alice, one of the twins twice on 6-6, and then he failed all 3 fate. And then,
I totally didn't know that bit of the game.
Yeah, then I 2+ him with Legolas, and he died. Then I ran Elric around the board. It was well fun.
Oh, that's classic. Classic.
So Minas Tirith, lemon. It's a good faction. You see it a lot. It's very flexible. Good heroes. Good troops. Siege weapons. Good shooting. Yeah, it's kind of got everything. Okay, moving on. We have the Iron Hills.
I also want to put this in lemon.
No. Nervous.
Silly nervous.
Nervous. Better than nervous.
No. This is one of the best good lists.
The troops are really expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
I guess
you cannot. Okay, so for me, what makes a lemon faction is one that has a real myriad of options. These guys have one troop type and one troop type mounted. It's like you're paying 12 points for the basic dude. You can pay 11 if you convert them not to have a spear. But that's all they do. They trudge up slowly. They have really expensive heroes. They don't have access to, like the lemon tiers. If we talk about the big 4 archetypal factions, right? Rohan, Mordor, Isengard, and Minas Tirith. They've all got these cheap 3/1/1 heroes. They've all got cheap warriors, whether it be Warriors of Minas Tirith or Orc warriors. They all have ways to spam out numbers and then really add in the specialist troops where you need them. Whether it's that as a spear support or a Helminga front or your fight 5 D7 dude who Ash is building right now. Like, you have so many options and so many ways and flavors you can put them. Iron Hills has one tactic and it's outclassed completely by its brother, Erebor Reclaimed.
I think if we're looking at just the Iron Hills in a vacuum, I would agree, but we are looking at the allies as well. So we're essentially, I guess, judging this as like an Iron Hills Erebor Reclaimed sort of like thing, because that's like maybe the best way to run it.
You can't ally them. Well, it's yellow with Erebor Reclaimed.
There's no point.
There's no point. You lose all the bonuses. You can put it with Survivors of Lake Town or Thranduil's Halls. With Thranduil's Halls, I think it's pretty good. But yeah, I think you're going to find there's better lists down the line.
I think Adam just gave such a comprehensive and excellent guide. I'll yield.
Silly nervous. I agree that the case of troop type heroes, you definitely don't get as many options. However, that one hero you do get, i.e. Dane, giving you fearless, master of battle, +1/-1, a great leader, and then having consistent troops that then ally into, a Survivors of Lake Town or a Legolas or whatever. Yeah, you don't get a massive variety in the army itself, but I think the fact it can ally into others gives it the variety it needs at that point. So then you can get a Wood Elf Sentinel if you really want one. You can get that 12-inch banner with Bard. I agree it's not lemon because like that the Minas Tirith list has already loads of troop types and good allies. It still has good troop types. Like getting through, X amount of dwarfs is pretty hard. Admittedly, it is better in Erebor Acclaimed.
Yeah,
but they are good troops. Cost effective. God knows, that's for another topic of conversation. But I still think they're, because you can ally. I still think it's maybe bottom of silly nervous in general.
yeah. I think it's going to be bottom of silly nervous personally. Sam feels the same. Anyone else for silly nervous?
I think it definitely belongs in silly nervous.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it there.
So okay, and we might put it down a bit, but yeah, we'll see where we go. Okay, so that's the Iron Hills. Now we have the Wild Men of Druidan.
I think we just let James do a 5-minute monologue. And stand by.
Let's let James do it.
So, guys, this is my argument for why they should be in the lemon tier.
50 points.
Right, Ollie Martin,
yeah.
next.
I don't know. It depends what points you play in that. High points, admittedly, they probably are a little bit dog. But playing them at sort of a low to mid tier points, you can spam really effectively with the strength 2 mass shooting. You can do a lot of damage, considering the stuff you're coming up against is often D4. You can kind of just splat a lot of stuff. You get great numbers. Admittedly, you have very low might. But I don't know, if you can utilize them correctly and you end up coming against evil armies with the hatred of all the orcs, urks, and goblins, they can actually just do a really good job of outnumbering and just kind of overwhelming certain armies. So I think I'd probably put them in nervous. I think they fall a little bit in the middle of the road because they can do really well, but they can also be a bit shit.
I guess we're looking at lists at their like most optimal, sort of way of running them, right? So,
well, yeah, I guess that's like I think you have to take it into the whole spectrum. Like, do they work well at every points level, or can they be played at every points level? I guess.
Yeah, but that's why Minister is so good because it's so versatile.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Because I guess otherwise, yeah, there'd be so many lists that are very high because we can look at them.
Yeah,
at the best points level. Yeah,
yeah, you look at them as an overall faction that you can play.
I think it's got to be dog then, seeing as they're just not good at.
I would put it in dog personally.
Yeah, sorry, James. Dog list.
They do
faction.
They do have a place for those niche, those.
And that's the word, niche.
Yeah, the niche like hipster guys that take wozes at and 80 wozes, and they just shoot someone to death, and it is hilarious. But that is niche.
Doesn't mean it doesn't work just because it's niche.
Yeah, but it only works like what, maybe
only works at a very
maybe like 550 max.
I know a guy who's just invested in some wozes to take him to the top level of the GBHL. His name is Vincent Wong.
Let's go.
This is why it's dog.
I think James viewers come back in 2024 when James has taken the Into the West title at 450 and won a free ticket to Ardacon Masters. Then we'll know. Currently, they're dog.
Yeah.
Next.
Until shown otherwise. So moving on, we have the Survivors of Lake Town.
Go on then, Graham. Don't even hold back. Just go.
He's biting his lip.
Yeah, I don't really know. That's the thing. Obviously, I think there is an argument for lemon. However, I think most people here would put them in silly nervous. Due to, realistically, I think currently with the the meta at what it is now, pure Survivors has fallen off a little bit. It's still very good, but it's not. It can't really compete with the stuff that's being played currently. It does have great allies, like the classic Lake Town captain allied to elves or dwarves. Is always good. They do have good hero selection. Like the fact you can take, Bard, Gandalf, you have the kids, Alfred, and then if you go the Bane route with the 2-3 hurt combats, or you go the Might route with, Percy. I think if we did this maybe 2 years ago, I'd probably put it at 11, but I think it'd be silly nervous now.
I think it's better than Iron Hills. Silly nervous.
I'd agree with that. I don't think it's lemon. At
Yeah,
the
I
moment.
think it's definitely better than Iron Hills.
Because like they have all the same allies, but +1, right? Because they have Iron Hills, Erebor Reclaimed, and Halls of Thranduil.
It's the Erebor Reclaim that makes the difference.
Yeah.
Because Erebor Reclaimed is probably the best dwarf faction.
Yeah.
And you can do solo drops with them, with Thorin or Dwalin on Goat, or you could actually pack it up a bit and bring, as you have done, Sam, bringing a couple of the cheaper dwarves who are actually pretty fighty. So yeah.
Yep. So
yeah.
it's silly nervous. Ash.
Like it.
Yeah.
I guess does the current meta affect this list? Like, is it just a case of, you just look at the army list as an army list, or does what is being played now affect it?
So I think that's naturally going to influence our train of thought right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just so viewers know that what is the meta right now, guys?
The meta right now on the 13th of November 2023 is.
I'd say. I mean, what do you say? You see Witch King Saladin, i.e. Terror Wall, just consistent. You do see dwarf lists, to be fair.
Quite a lot at the moment.
What did Farmer just win with in Ireland?
Watcher, Black Nuns,
Spider Queen.
Yeah.
Basically, Black Numenorians are the meta currently.
A lot of Loth as well. A lot of Loth at the moment. Not really winning hundreds, but you see a lot of it.
And then Arnor. Basically, Terror with Harbinger or Fearless. Those are the two options.
Yeah.
And Survivors of Lake Town, pure, you think, oh, great, you've got 60 models. You come up against Witch King Sully and you can't charge anywhere. And then your 50 models become like a block of cheese that your troops just like knife through because they can't charge anything at Courage 1.
And also like Magic at the moment is obviously just
Courage 2, idiot.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You never charged me, so I don't care.
I guess that's a case of the meta affects your opinion at that point, but that's not the army list itself. Like,
but if the army list itself can't currently face up against the best lists, like,
yeah, I think that definitely has to affect its ranking, because that's how good
it is. Looking at them in a vacuum or how they perform at the moment, I guess how they're performing, right?
Yeah.
So, and also with like Magic just being pretty good at the moment, as it's always kind of been like, if you come up against Magic and you're playing pure survivors, what's the list really doing? Like
Gandalf blasts the magicians away.
Without
I don't think Magic affects that list about that bad though.
Well, but without Bard, because obviously, he's got the banner and he gives you the fight, but against like a Witch King's Huladan list, if Bard doesn't do anything to save that game because he's just being shut down, you're not winning.
Yeah, but
even with Bard still affecting the line, like you've just got nothing at that point.
He doesn't need to do loads. Like it's not like he needs to be in combat every single turn doing a free combat.
I just don't know what the list would really do. Like the list isn't really going to kill anything.
It's a bit of a swarm army. You try to get 4-on-2s.
Like in pure survivors, I guess I'm thinking about it with how the games that I usually play against you. But
I can totally see Sam's point, because if it wasn't for the Terror, Shield Wall, Black Gnome, Harbinger meta, you look at this list with 60 models at sort of 750 pure, and you think
with a 12-inch banner,
this is really scary. Its one weakness is Terror, because it can't then swarm, as Sam just suggested. And then it really does fall apart. So, excuse me, the fact that in our consciousness is Terror, that's sort of what you see at events. It definitely isn't lemon.
We happy with it there? May move down or up?
It's fine there.
Cool. Okay, moving on. We have the fiefdoms. What do we think?
Nervous.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of an argument to make it silly nervous, really. Like on its best day, maybe, yeah. But I mean, like J. Claire won the GT or something with it a couple years ago. Like it isn't that it's
it's definitely good. It's
it isn't. It's a bad list.
It's the thing on it. It's got Minas Tirith and Rohan allies.
Yeah,
it does.
It's got, I'd say, a fair selection of heroes that you can choose from. Angor, Dwin here, Imrahil, Forlong, Captain, the captains. Like there's quite a few there.
It's definitely a good faction.
It's a shame that
you've got troop type for days.
Yeah, it's a shame that it's one of the more fleshed out factions with lots of hero and troop choices with good allies. It's a shame that it's not a bit better, so it'd be ran more, because then there'd just be a lot more variety.
That's what I mean.
Maybe it's just yet to be discovered.
The faction itself, Farmer used it at G-Boot, came fourth. Like the faction itself has a lot there. It has good allies, but so as a faction, it is like you said, it's well fleshed out. It is good, but you don't see it. So that's what I mean. It's like
it's expensive to buy. Like, that's the trouble.
Also, the issue as well with the allies is that I guess it's kind of the same thing that Survivors has, but the banner will only affect the fiefdoms. Maybe that puts people off of wanting to go for it.
I think the real trouble is the fact that Imrahil's Fight 5 bonus is only 3 inches, whereas you've got Boromir and the Dragon Emperors, which is 6 inches.
Is he the only model that gives a 3-inch buff to
Thranduil does.
Thranduil, okay.
And it's just kind of like 3 inches is smaller than 6 inches, and you see the Dragon Emperor and Boromir quite frequently, and your Fight 5 just is in such a small area. And also, Imrahil is a different hero to Boromir and the Emperor, as in he's got the lance. He wants to be charging in sort of at the flanks with his cavalry. He's not like a battle line hero, the same as the Emperor and Boromir are. And the 3 inches doesn't.
Yeah, but you get the option of combining Imrahil with Boromir, so you still get both of those effects.
Then
you do, but that's very
so many points. Yeah, you're not.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a high point strategy.
So basically, the problem with Imrahil, he's absolutely fine. Like, he's doing well with his life. He's got, good looking girlfriend. Everything's going well. But then down walks the street. Down walks the street is Boromir and Dragon Emperor, and it's just the two guys she told you not to worry about.
That meme where the guy's looking back and he's looking back at someone's ass, and yeah.
It's nervous.
It's fine, like absolutely fine, but it's not quite there. Like it's good.
Silly nervous, because there is a lot there, like you say.
Yeah, to be fair, I actually think it's better than Nine Hills because there's far more selection, and also a 12-inch banner.
Yeah, we are. The 12-inch banner is very.
I do agree that if it's not being seen, so is it nervous because it's not as seen as Iron Hills with Dane and Fearless. But then, like you said, it does have way more troops. It's got the same amount of allies. Why is it not above Iron Hills?
It's also easier to just get a hold of the Iron Hills.
Yeah, I guess we're taking in meta again. So if it's meta, it's got to be below Iron Hills.
I'm pretty sure on the Blackroot Vale Archers, also pretty terrible. Like, yes, they're good if you take Dun here, but then you're
that's the only time you'd ever take them.
Yeah, but then
they're like Courage 2.
It's essentially, it's got no shooting unless you lean heavily into the shooting by taking.
If you do though, Dwin here and the Blackroot Vale Archers are like
you
a
call
machine
a heroic
gun.
shoot, and you can just annihilate.
That is
people.
really, really good. Yeah, but as in, if you don't lean heavily into that by taking him, then you essentially have no shooting.
That's fine. It's a very strong battle line, though. I don't think that's a huge issue of the list.
Yeah. But then,
I think let's put it in nervous and see where we get to, because it could move up. It
also leans you away from not taking the clansmen as well, because they're only D4.
They do get Fearless though.
They totally
I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Everyone does, whether in Angbor.
Oh, hell yeah, you're so
As soon
right.
as you take him, yeah, everyone will get it. So yeah, we'll put it in nervous for now. Moving on, we have the Dead of Dunharrow.
So, Ollie,
Yeah, sure, it's just not it, is it?
if you're taking Dead of Dunharrow, you might as well take Return of the King. So,
Yeah,
But
I
then-
suppose if you're thinking about just the army itself, it is dog.
I think I've seen some people run it at like very low points with just the king and like spam dudes though, no?
Mm.
and it's still rubbish.
Yeah.
Is it Ollie Martin? Or is it Bottom
It's got more troop types than Moses.
It
Dog?
does.
It's above Woses, no? Am I tripping?
No.
Nah, it's not above Roses. It's fight 3 is so bad.
It is. Is it there? I mean, Blaze of the Dead do be.
I think it's in Ollie Martin.
Is it Ollie Martin? Anyone else for Ollie Martin?
I don't think it's Ollie Martin. I think it's dog.
You happy with it there, Adam?
Yeah, it's just
It's
It is
actually quite
rubbish.
hard. It's hard not to crack.
That's what I'm saying.
If you look at the later, like what really we're going to put in Ollie Martin, I think you can see with one of the latter pictures. So
my brother Thrain.
my brother, not Legion,
Yeah,
but those three. Yeah. So you got to really think. Actually, it's quite hard to crack through. They are really high defense. They all cause terror. They got Harbinger. They do wound.
And you get Harbinger in the
courage.
Legion, right?
No.
No, they got Harbinger army bonus.
Oh, okay.
So
the King of the
it's the
Dead.
King of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not great, but
the king be spooky.
Spooky boy.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave it there. And yeah, obviously it's outside the Legion, but I think at low points, like I've seen people 400, 450 points just taking King.
sorry, do we actually think Wise is better than them?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think-
100%.
I don't think
But
so.
also, no, because you can take the Heralds as well, not in the Legion.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I think it's above. I'm
Yeah,
not-
definitely.
Yeah, it
Not
is.
even close.
We've got
Vinny,
50
no
votes.
joke. Vinny wants to take like 40 of them to like an event,
Oh yeah, I think he said about that. In the chat.
At what points level?
whatever that is.
West, was it not?
That would be shit.
Whatever that
It would be
is.
unbelievably shit.
He's got a point of might though.
Oh no.
Plus the Heralds.
No, Vinny wouldn't take Heralds. They're way above. Nah, that's not in the vibe.
But the point is, like, I know
They
they're
can
really
plus the vibe
slow,
check.
but if there are like 40 of them on the table, what are you actually going to do?
You
At
just
that
win all
point,
the
you've probably got
fights.
like 70 models and
Well,
you
you don't
just
win all of
surround
them.
them.
Like, they're like what, 16 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just win all the fights because no.
Okay, it was. I think it was 750 points. You can take like 40 of them and the King of the Dead, and like 2 cav. Not
Are we leaving it here?
14 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like we're happy. Okay, moving on. We have the Fellowship. Thoughts?
The fellow shit.
To be fair, as a faction themselves, they are pretty
You have to
shit.
think
But as
about allying
allies,
it in
they're
as well.
really good.
Because if we're thinking about
That's
allies,
true.
think how many times you ally in Leggy.
Yeah.
Like Rivendell Knights and stuff as well.
Yeah, true.
Rivendell Knights plus Aragorn or
Gandalf.
Boromir.
Boromir,
Plus
it's a
Boromir single
Lothlorien.
drop.
It's got
Yeah.
to be pretty good, right?
I'd say nervous, personally.
But they are very limited as an actual faction themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say
And if we're looking at the whole picture, then we can't only look at how good it is into allies, like with allies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you're going to take breaking the fellowship if you're going to take it pure, right? So, like,
doesn't really matter, I
Just-
guess. Yeah.
the allies are so good that it goes from Ollie Martin to nervous.
Yeah. Are we happy with it there just below? It's probably going to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good space. I think that's a good
guess.
space.
Yeah, okay, but it does have very good ally potential, as we mentioned. Okay, moving on, we have Arnor.
Oh,
gotta be
Rawson
lemon,
coming
no?
into the question here.
It's got to be Lemon.
It doesn't even need allies, really, does
So you're
it?
putting in lemon.
No, I don't think it's Lemon.
I mean, it's insanely good at.
It's
the point
top of silly nervous.
that it's good at.
No,
no?
see, this I've got a problem with this tier list now. What's it? I don't understand
Oh,
what
God,
they're
Sam.
Oh,
trying to do.
time out.
Who set him off?
What's it trying to do? Like, what is this army tier list based off?
What do you mean? We've already spoken
Because-
about that. What's your issue with the thing? Tell us that, and then we can answer you.
Yeah.
Because we're saying that, like, as a list, is it based on how fleshed out the thing is and how, or is it just based on how good it is?
Well, why do you think Iron Hills is up there? It's not because it's fleshed out; it's because it's good.
Yeah, but it does
That's
have
true.
the allies and stuff are good for it.
But it isn't
No,
like
you're
it isn't like if you don't have good allies, then you're lower down.
yeah, you can't
like
not be
if
at the
you-
top just because you haven't got the best allies.
Yeah, it's like, but if you do have good allies, and that's another like
It's just another attribute
another
to
good
why it's
thing,
good.
yeah, about the faction. Yeah,
I think a way you could look at this is if you were to look at all the GBHL podium results of the year, which factions would be nearest the top? Which allied factions or pure factions would you? What names would you see? You'd see Minas Tirith, you'd see Arnor, you'd see Lake Town, you'd see Iron Hills.
I think it's got to be Lemon though. Like, it's very, very good at certain points levels. It's insanely good.
How many tournaments, as a percentage of all of the good lists, has Arnor won this year?
There is something on the GBHL website that has like which factions has won which events, and then like Clubly won 100 with it last year.
Yeah, he won Dewi's,
Yeah,
didn't
I
he?
mean,
It's really, really good
last
at
year
certain
it
points
was
levels.
like 3 in the top 5 at that event.
Yeah, he said during the race, which if you haven't seen, please go check that out. He said that he thinks at 650 it sits like it is the best list at 650, or did he say that it's Arnold's
Yeah, he
best
didn't
points
take it at
is
650 this year.
I'm pretty sure he
That's-
did because we
He took
Which
it
was
at
taking
700.
Hard Rocks every time.
I'm pretty sure he took it to the GP at 650. I think that was 650. Yeah. So
The point is, this list wins tournaments.
yes, it's at least top of Silly Nervous. It's at least there, surely. No.
I think it's just a very hard army to collect. And as a result, only a couple of people who have it are the ones who do really well with it.
Yeah.
I think also maybe there's a bit of bias because obviously we see it winning so much because Rawson takes it.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if this is what you see at the top, Fellowship's got to go up then, because so many lists ally in Fellowship, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but then we're also looking about how it is like in a vacuum.
Yeah, the rest of the Fellowship is a bit dog.
Also, to counteract my point, Lothlorien, right? We haven't got there yet, but Jake Rawson takes Lothlorien, but I don't think he's won an event with them. And I'm sure some of you will think Lothlorien is probably in Silly Nervous.
I think he
So
has.
surely if Lothlorien is up there, Arnor's better.
I think he has one event while allying in Loth, not pure, but
Arnor is a bread and butter.
yeah, of it.
He will pick that army up knowing that it's going to do extremely well. Good chance of winning.
I personally vote as Lemon. It's a shame that Ash isn't here because he would be the 5th.
We'll come back to it later.
Yeah.
Well, James, where do you want it? Because it seems like Adam.
I think it's in Silly Nervous. I don't think it's
Silly
Lemon.
Nervous. So we have 2 Silly Nervous and 2 for Lemon. So we will.
Dog!
Oh,
Here he
Dog!
comes.
Dog!
Ash, what is your verdict on Arnold? We have 2 votes for Silly Nervous and 2 votes
Yes.
for Lemon.
Silly Nervous.
Silly Nervous it is.
Good
Top
boy.
Silly Nervous. Yeah?
Yeah. Because
gotta
he
be.
can't win at every points level.
Yeah, it's not very versatile as a list.
And to be fair, weren't we on a... we weren't...
Ooh. Well, neither can Iron Hills, but we still put it there.
but we were knocking
Yeah,
down...
that's why Iron Hill's at the bottom of Silly Nervous.
We were knocking down Moses because it's only good at point levels. But Arnold, it isn't like...
Knocking it
It's,
from
but
dog to
Arnor-
Ollie Martin.
No, but Arnor actually wins hundreds
that's what we
thanks to
said.
Jake.
But it isn't like Arnold...
Up to like 6. No, because the points level that Arnor operates in is quite high. Like it can go to 650. But the
Isn't it
points
really
level
good
that
at like
Moses-
550 when Clubly won Dewey's?
That's what I mean. It says it can win up to 650.
Yeah. But I think Rawson also won at like 700 with it this year.
You did,
Even
yeah.
better,
pretty
it
sure
can win
he
up to
did, yeah.
700.
So it's got quite a wide range, is what I'm saying. So like,
yeah, no, that's what I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you
So why isn't your vote for Lemon then?
because it doesn't win above that, like 750, 800, 850.
But does it have to win at every points level for it to be Lemon?
Yeah, like Minas Tirith.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on, we have the Misty Mountains.
I can't wait for people in the comments below to agree or disagree. I'm excited
No.
to read your comments.
He's buzzing. Misty Mountains, where are we putting that one?
I think that is in dog above the king.
Definitely
of the
not
dead.
dog.
Can't be dog with allies.
It's solid as an army at loads of mid points, and then it's got a brilliant ally in Guai here.
I think it's just next to Fellowship now.
Yeah, surely
Yeah.
it's kind of this niche little area where it's got certain uses.
Okay. I think
lot
it's
of
got less uses than
limitations.
the fellowship. That's why I put it in dog.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, it's only got 2 models, so
Right. Okay.
Oh.
Below fellowship.
And its army bonus is the strength 7 thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
But the
pretty good.
majority of the time you're losing it because you're
Really?
allying.
I mean, it is a good army bonus, but like as in looking at just the army on its own. Yeah. Okay. So we've put that in nervous below the fellowship for the audio listener. Moving on, we have the Rangers.
I don't think I've ever played against this list properly.
I think I've played against it like once.
I've totally played against it once. My first ever game against another human being, and my first GBHL.
Not solo hammer.
After 6 months of grinding solo hammer, I finally went to an event.
Against it a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, and played against my dear friend Archie Cable. Shout out London. And it was at like 450 points. Shout out Zolt at his event. Yeah, he had a Rangers list with like Aragorn, Halbarad, and those Rangers, and I totally got shot to shit.
Yeah, I played against Ivan Sheehan, who had that at Imps last year, and he did really well with it.
Does anyone here know the Arathorn profile?
No.
Dude, didn't he?
How are we going to judge the list then if we don't
I'm just a kid.
the profile?
Does he actually have
Arathorn.
a profile? I thought they just put his name in, but he doesn't actually have a profile.
No, that's someone in the Numenor list.
Yeah, there is another one in Numenor.
know exactly what you're talking
I've
about.
never seen Arathorn used, so I just imagine he didn't have a profile.
I think it's someone in the Numenor list where they
Yeah,
put a
it
profile
is.
in like one of the supplement books, one of the old ones, but they never actually put it in the book like an actual profile. Yeah, Arathorn is fight 5, strength 4, D5, 3 attacks, 2 wounds, 1 fate, coach 5, 3-2-1. He's a striker with a bow. 75 points. Pretty cheap.
So he's just a standard ranger hero, basically.
Yeah. What's that army bonus? They all gain wooden creature.
Adam, are you muted? I don't. Why can't we hear you?
Yeah, sorry. He's got 3 attacks, hasn't he?
Oh, I didn't know I was talking. Yes. 3 attacks.
He's really killy for 75 points, but the problem is
75
D5, 1 fate.
Yeah, 2 wounds, 1 fate.
3 attacks for 75 points is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think
The
this
list itself
I think
is
this
dog. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm not. I think this is the 2 in dog have to go to Ollie Martin though.
There'll be an Ollie Martin later, don't worry.
But are they really like a tier above the Rangers? Sorry, below.
No.
Like,
Nah.
Harry might be better.
It's like the So Ivan has used the Rangers at say Imps and done fairly well with them. Like he's come. I don't know where he came. Like maybe top 5, whatever. Or I think he came 3rd or something. That is, I've never seen Wildman or King of the Dead.
Moses totally came second at like Into the West a couple of years ago.
That was like
Yeah.
That was years ago though. Absolutely years ago.
It wasn't
Oh,
years
well.
because it was. I went
sure
to
it
that.
was.
Me and Jack
Yeah.
went to that event. That's how like recent it was.
So was that
I mean,
4
Rangers would never do that well now.
It was. I think it was 3 years ago.
Seeing as we have the Dead of
Jasmine came
Dunharrow-
second with it.
We have the Dead
So,
of
like-
Dunharrow in dog. Now the Rangers do actually ally with the Dead of Dunharrow, which I did not know.
Oh, do they?
Maybe they're just above the king then.
Because
I
of the
don't know.
Legion, yeah.
I was going to put them above the king.
Maybe just above the king. I don't know.
Above the king here.
I
Yeah,
never played
that's
against him, I don't think.
That's what I feel
Probably.
is nice.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that for now. Okay, moving on. We have Khazad-dûm. A faction
Or
I do
the
like quite a lot.
Kingdom of Moria.
Or the king. So that is true. So they're kind of like two different picks almost. I guess we just judge it overall because you run Kingdom of Moria sort of at lower points and then Khazad-dûm high points sort of thing.
I actually think this is a dog list.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a
Mm.
huge fan of it personally.
I like it.
It's so bad. It doesn't have spear supports.
True.
Vault
Ali's
teams,
furious right now. But the
I
Vault
can't put
teams,
this on the same level as the Rangers. There's
It's definitely not.
It's definitely
dog,
not. It's not dog. There's
No,
no way.
I can't put this on the Rangers level. It's not possible.
I
no.
think
I'd
it
I'd
is.
say it's
But
probably on the
800
same tier as the fiefdoms for me.
Yeah, like at 800 points, if you run
'Cause
it,
it's got a lot of versatility in it still,
Yeah.
and the fact you can actually run it as two different lists, which is pretty unique as in
Yeah.
itself.
Loads of troops.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
heroes.
Good
You
troops,
can ally
good
with.
heroes.
You can do the classic Arnold Lothlorien cheese with it. I mean,
It's just not good. Like, I non-ironically, I think it's the dog list.
Having what is it,
Definitely
Durin
not.
and like 15 Hearthguard is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not good though because they get one
They
dice.
are good.
They're not.
But
They get one dice with
you
no
can
banner.
You can take the King's Champion and have 2 banners. That's just not accurate.
Okay, you get 2 tiny little 3-inch banners, but you
You
still
can
only
have
get
a
2 dice
6-inch
with no
banner on your
spear
battle
support.
line.
It's just not good enough.
you're basing
Fight
this
four.
off Witch King Sully Ash. That's the problem.
Yeah, a fight 4 with high
Sorry.
defense. You can also totally take.
That's the only way his brain works.
Because you just said
Yeah.
2 tiny little 3-inch banners, as if 3-inch banner is the most normal thing in the game right now.
Yeah, and you can have 2 of them.
I'm more upset the fact that it doesn't have spear supports. That's why it's trash.
But you can totally
and
run
those
it similar.
15 Hearthguard are so expensive.
You can run it with Vault Warden teams at higher points.
That doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's not the same. Those aren't spear supports.
Well, you
They're
can-
25-point teams that exclusively go together. That's not enough.
Yes, but you also do get a very big benefit from taking that as well, where you have a big battle line of D9 that has spear supports with a banner as
Realistically,
well.
you
That is
just
very good.
the play style is different. Like you don't you play it as if you don't have spear supports, which is fine.
No.
You know,
You have more
Mm.
D7 dwarves back there to plug gaps.
Me disagreeing.
you have the
Let
whatever,
us know in the
you
comments
encompass.
below what you think about
I'm
Khazad
totally thinking about taking this to the finale. I'm in talks with Ali to use his.
Fucking hell, Elliot.
How
We need you
did-
to actually do well.
How did
No,
Ali
what
get
I-
on at unnumbered tiers?
We need you to do well, mate.
How
Oh,
did
To
yeah.
Ali
actually
do?
boost our team score.
I think he was
The other went 4-2 or 3-3.
yeah, he was in
I think he was 4-2.
He lost to Evan on what could be called a technicality.
I think he's just nervous. Like
it's
but
worse than those. It's okay. It's bottom of nervous.
it's definitely
it's-
not worse than those. I don't think.
Worse?
Didn't Ali use this to
He
win?
Yeah, he essentially he did very well with
If it's
it.
a case of Wozes have won, they podiumed it into the West. Like, if Ali's used this 800 points and podiumed at 100, it's like,
And
Yeah,
it
but
has
the
got
Woes
good,
haven't
like,
moved up because of that. We're just stating that because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
made a
but,
point
like,
earlier, that was a
If you put
counterpoint.
them in, if you put up at the top of dog, sure, top of dog or bottom of nervous, it's not better than the
Yeah.
ability to ally
Well,
Guahit or ally the Fellowship into different stuff.
I do kind of disagree with that. Like there are yes, those are very good singular uses, but when looking at the faction as a whole, like
Yeah.
taking the Fellowship as just the Fellowship is trash. Like it's really bad.
Yeah, as
because
a
you
whole
can always
faction,
take
it's
the break of the
definitely
Fellowship.
better than the Fellowship and
Yes.
No,
the
I don't
Eagles.
think so.
I think it kind of just is though.
I'd rather play
Fellowship as a pure faction
at,
is not
at
very
like
good.
800. I'd rather play Eagles than play Khazad.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, yeah.
You get like 46 dwarfs
Yeah, like
and like
if what popped
Three
up on
fights
the
at
other
zero.
side of the table, just regardless, it's 750. So it's good points level for Eagles, for example. It's round. Then I'd much rather play Guai here and 6 Eagles than play against 45 model dwarf list.
Yeah.
And the 45 model just isn't good. It moves 5 inches. It doesn't have spear supports. Yeah, the heroes are fight 6 and they're high defense. I think you're overestimating it. If you put it above Eagles, I'm not upset, but it's definitely not a better faction overall than the Fellowship.
How many times have
Personally-
you played it?
Personally, I think you should go there.
Like 2 or 3.
Who were the people using it?
Oh, I can't remember, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you definitely just played some bots using it and you think it's bad.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
let me
like,
play
I-
Ali and see how he uses it. But I can't see how you can use a single dice 46 model line
not a
and do
single
well.
dice though.
Okay, yeah, single dice with a banner reroll in 2 banner positions.
But you
But then
can
there
run
are
it with
some
Vault
like-
Warden teams as well, where you can have a fair amount of your line with 3 dice and you're also D9.
Yeah, they're 25 points. It's not like
Yeah, but you can take
yeah,
just
50
how
of them
you
at
play.
1,000 points.
Yeah,
But you're
yeah,
not going to take them at
as well.
750 and get good numbers.
you could take 6 at 800 and still have good numbers. I think
many
Alex, you
numbers?
can have like 44 with 3 5 6 heroes and X. He literally messaged me earlier. Hold on.
Get Ali on right now to defend his position.
You get Iron Guard as well, which are 2 attacks.
He just said Vault Walling teams. Yeah, 2 attacks on them. The Hearthguard.
Yeah, the Vault Ballon teams are quite. Sorry, the Iron Guard are quite good. It's just it doesn't cut the mustard, lads. You're hyping it up. It's not. There's no hype here.
I think it's on the same level as fiefdoms. I think.
Wait, it's only being put in nerves. It's not being hyped up.
No, yeah. I'm just thinking it's very middle of the row.
James coming hard.
Yeah. Are we happy with that?
No, but I've been outvoted.
Ash isn't.
Democracy.
Yeah. Okay.
Manifest.
Seems to be. So moving on now, we have the Shire, not the Defenders.
Oh.
Yippee! Okay, now this is a dog list. The Shire, unfortunately, is trash. I mean, I took it as Defenders of the Shire last year for half a dozen events. It's great fun. You win most sporting because everyone thinks you're an 11 gamer. It is terrible. Again, you don't get spear supports, except this time your models are D3 and they get absolutely clapped.
That's where you need the extra
Legion
dice
version of it. So
when you're D3.
Where did Farmer come in Pontefract with his Shire list?
Second.
Okay, interesting.
Watch the race if you haven't seen it already.
Here we go.
But he took them with in a very specific list. So he took
and it was good v evil, so he didn't use them, right?
I don't know how many games he used them, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure he only played like 1 game with them, right?
Yeah, I don't think. I definitely saw him play 1 game with them. He might have played 2. He takes them with elves, puts Galadrin behind with spears. And he takes the burly lads in front with Holfoot. So I mean, there is a way to do it, but what they do is they slow your whole battle line down.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of trudging towards your opponent, not being able to do much.
Even if you have Blinding Light with Galadriel, which I'm assuming he did, any of those 6s that you hit, you've then got a goodish chance to actually kill those burly hobbits. Their numbers are not great. This is worse than Woes', unfortunately.
Is it our first Ollie Martin?
Is it worse than Woes'?
This is not worse than Woes'. Are you nuts?
They have tools. How
is it not worse than Woes'?
Because you got dogs.
Regular Shire.
The Shire it's got loads of troops. Yeah, it's got troops and heroes just as a blanket thing has more options. The allies it's been allied this year into even if it's only 1-2 games, it's been allied to work with.
Well, has it been allied to work?
I mean, the only game I lost at unnumbered tiers was to a Hobbit ally army. So.
There's no way.
James.
There's no way Woes' that would cap at 500 points are better than any Shire.
500 points, mate.
No, it definitely does. There's no way it's better than the Shire allies and stuff like that. I refuse.
Defenders of the Shire is a goodish legion. The regular Shire, okay, you can drop in 12 models. I guess that's quite good to boost your numbers up, but
just makes it easier to break.
Yeah. I'm not.
Army of Lake Town is sort of different because they're at least D5, but
Army of Lake Town D4.
So Army of Lake Town get a 12-inch banner.
Sorry, Survivors of Lake Town. Sorry, I meant.
Their movement 4, as Adam pointed out, they slow your whole battle line down. I mean, I think you've picked up 2 niche examples of where they've done well. With Farmer, as we know, played 1 game, potentially 2.
But we've picked up a niche scenario where Woes' have done well, and we put them in there.
Yeah, but they are very low down.
Woes' did well across 7 games, and Jasmine came second with them at a GB extra 100. That's different from playing a good v evil format where you use 2 of your 6 games with an allied Hobbit list, whereas at least Woes has played pure for the 7 matches and managed to do well. I think that is quite a substantial difference.
No. Yes. I mean, it's going to be a vote, but I can't see a world where Hobbits are worse than Woes', that's all.
Let's vote, Ashley.
Worse.
Where, sorry? Worse.
Sorry, worse.
Excuse me?
I was confused by his own vote.
Worse
at the bottom of
than
how are you meant to say?
Woes'.
Okay, thank you. Sam?
Above... Better than Woes'. Let's just do worse than Woes', better than Woes'.
Okay, James?
Worse.
Adam?
I think because of the options, I think they're slightly better.
Oh, it comes down to the shilling law.
I wish I knew enough about the Shire to make an educated decision. Seeing as I beat Ash's Defenders of the Shire list into the West, I'm going to put it below.
Yes, go.
Hobbit
By
players,
running away
kill
for
them
an
in
hour
the
and a
comments. Kill them in the comments.
No, I actually do think they are better than Roses.
Okay, moving on, we have the Army of Thrall.
This is a silly, nervous list.
One moment.
Is it?
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Elliot's got
I
to
think
actually
so.
deal with life.
Oh no.
What are we going to do without our host?
Is this a silly?
Yeah, I mean, Thrall's okay. It's fine. I think it allies well with Iron Hills.
Yeah.
To me,
I
this
think
is just the fiefdoms of dwarfs.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
This is just such a fiefdoms dwarf list. Like
It's kind of how lists should be.
just top. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with it, but it's nothing special.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's definitely worse than Iron Hills because it doesn't
Worse
get
than
this.
Nine Hills.
Yeah,
I'd put it top of nervous.
I think it is better than Fiefdoms.
I'd
that's what-
put it top of nervous.
That's what I'm toying
I think Army
between
of Thrall is pretty
top
good.
of nervous or bottom of
I
silly.
think Army of Thrall is pretty good.
It's like what
Yeah.
points levels do you see it at though? It's
I think you can run it at all points levels. It just
Yeah.
it varies quite a lot in how you
Yeah, I
would
was
run
going to
it.
say that, James.
Like,
but I don't think it's good at every points level though.
I think it definitely can be.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty versatile with the heroes it's
Yeah.
got. Thrall is
Thing
a
is, it
really
has
good
the
leader with the 6-inch banner. The Grimhammers are really good with the Guardians of the King. With the
It has
thing.
potential to be good at every points level,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
Fiefdoms doesn't. So
And then I think as well, like
definitely goes above Fiefdoms.
at maybe its best points level, where you can have like Thrall, Thorin captain. You probably don't take Thrain as well because then you don't have March. So like when you can take like 2 named heroes plus a captive for March and like a lot of models, say that's at like 750 or whatever you get good models at. I think that's a really good list. Like
I'm very
pretty good.
happy to put it in bottom of silly nervous.
I think it should be bottom of
I
Cinema,
agree.
whether it's above or below Iron Hills.
I
Below
think
Iron Hills.
it's
question.
definitely below Iron Hills, but it does belong in Silly Nervous.
I think it does belong there. It might not even be the very bottom. There could be something else that we think is also belongs in Silly Nervous, but below Army of Thrall. So yeah. Do we think here? Adam?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you bored
Adam
already,
does
Adam?
not care for the dwarves.
Oh, well, I made a 1,000-point list on the fly when I was waiting for a bus because you boys asked and you put it like down in dog or something.
Yeah, that list was dog shit, mate. I'm really sorry. I love you.
That was good. It was actually
remember
it was
it.
actually really good. It was max warbands of Iron
No, it
Hill,
was good. I promise.
Thrall.
Ritzy.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, I would have put it in a position if it was going to that event. I would, it'd end up probably doing better than some of you boys. So
Oh,
Do that.
Right.
What a fucking rotter.
Adam dropping bombs on his first pod back.
let's
Slow
go,
down.
Adam.
Slow down.
Pound it. Noggin.
See ya.
Can we end it like that, Elliot? Please do that as the outro. Please do that as the outro.
Sued by Dude Perfect.
Lothlorien.
Lothlorien.
I think this is our second lemon faction,
I'm
ladies and
liking
gentlemen.
how this tier list is shaping up so far.
Yeah, I think
It's
this
looking
is
pretty
lemon.
Why
organized.
is there
Definitely.
why is there two Gwaihirs? Sorry.
Misty
What?
Mountains.
one
One
Raddies?
Gas Alliance.
No,
Renegades
there's
down
totally
there.
Raddy.
Renegades down there.
I totally added in Misty Mountains, forgetting it was already in the.
Oh, okay.
Silly
Oh.
goose.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, that really baffled me.
Part of it was already made, wasn't it? So
That was
yeah.
very eagle-eyed from you, Sam.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
James, go ball.
Flex.
Mate, you got
The
to slow down as well,
Goblinator.
James. Right.
That was actually so typical from you, James. God.
I'm so proud of myself for that.
Lothlorien.
Non-ironic.
That was
funny,
eagle
So, Loth, below Minas Tirith or Winnis Tirith in lemon, I think.
Thoughts on that, gents?
No.
Okay.
Better than Minas
You
Tirith.
think it's above?
No, it's not silly. It's not lemon.
it's
What the
it's middle
hell?
of silly nervous.
I think it's lemon.
This is contrary.
You literally said that Minas Tirith can be played at any points levels and win.
Yeah.
Lothlorien cannot.
It can.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
isn't
okay.
the
What points
only
can it not play
stick.
at, Sam?
That isn't
You
the
almost
only...
you should have lost to Craig Cameron at 450. Shout out Craig Cameron. Have a walk, baby. Let's go, Lord of Moria.
So 500 points.
It's
What
been
you
a
taking?
while.
It's been a
But
while
hold
since
on,
we
hold on.
shouted
But
out
the only
Craig.
stick that we're measuring with isn't if it's good at all points levels. That isn't the
Yeah.
only thing that we're taking.
But
into
that
Yeah.
is literally what Ash said earlier.
But yeah,
Minas
no,
Tirith.
it can definitely be run at lower points.
Yeah, but
What,
it's
500
just
points. What are you taking that
the
wins?
fact that it can be ran at all points
Galadriel Celeborn.
is
So-
a notch in the belt for Minas Tirith.
You could definitely take like Galadriel Howdy or like Celeborn, like Rummel or something,
Rummel.
or even just a
It just
couple of the
wouldn't be good
smaller.
though. Like it
The
wouldn't be
only
good.
criteria isn't that it can be played at every point.
Yeah,
level.
I'm
That's
saying
just
that.
one of
I'm
the
saying that.
criteria we've been using.
Yeah, but I don't think
I don't even think that's what it falters at.
No, it doesn't falter at it.
it
I know.
definitely does.
Well, it does because you.
Sam's
You can't
tiny
say
brain
Lothlorien
can't
is good at
comprehend it.
500 points. That is cap. If I sent you a 500 point list of Lothlorien, you go, that is so low models. That is dog
Just means
shit.
you've
Don't even
built it
lie.
wrong,
You
mate.
would. 100%.
How much do you see Galadriel?
Is it that
allied
low?
in?
Definitely not. They get one of the
I
higher
don't think
model
it's that
counts
low.
of
You put
elves.
Galadriel and Howdy, and you.
God, I'm
sort of
making a list right now on the pod. You guys talk.
do it. Right,
Loth
while
is a
Sam's
lemon
talking, Elliot,
faction.
quickly put Galadriel below Boromir in lemon.
So I'm actually starting this, and I really want to take it to Will's event, which is 600, but I just don't think it's going to work. So you can take Haldir and Galadriel and get to 33 models if you have no specialist troops, so like no Sentinels, and a couple of Guard of the Galadriel Court, one banner, I think 2 cav, and the rest like basic dudes. I think it's good, but I just don't think. I don't think it's nowhere near good enough to actually win the event.
It does run into the same kind of issues that lots of elf factions can have, where there's just lots of points levels where it can be pretty janky. I mean, but I think there aren't that many. Like it's got some pretty good spots at like the 650 plus range.
Yeah.
Where
No, it's an awesome list.
as a pure list, and also allying as well. Like it's got a lot of potential.
Do we know the
in lots
most
of different ways?
like the is it median or mode? I can't remember the median or mode points level that the tournaments GBH 100s are run at. It's
I mean,
between
the
like 6.
average.
Yeah,
It's
but
been a
Do,
lot
do you mean the
higher.
most? Do you mean the most frequent?
Yeah.
yes,
You
I
said
mean
the
most
mode or the
frequent.
medium, but you didn't tell which one you actually wanted.
So you
No,
mean
no,
the
I
middle?
said is it? I couldn't remember which is which.
Good one. The physics teacher will share his knowledge.
No, the one that's most frequent, right?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Don't know.
Let's go.
Been mugged off so hard.
That is typical physics. Okay, so that one, I think it's between like 600 and 700 points, which is where Lothlorien plays really well. God, I need another beer.
I think Lothlorien is definitely lemon.
We don't listen to Sam anyway, so like ignore it.
Yeah.
Okay, so just I think it's good. However, if you look at Minas Tirith, Arnor, just go down the list. Stop at the point where you think Lothlorien have actually won more events than those opponents. I think it's actually won less 100s than Iron Hills.
Nah.
As an
again, I'm
ally.
not sure that's the only thing. Like it's got a lot more flexibility compared to.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But what I'm
It's
saying
one of
is,
the allies.
what I'm
Jake
saying
Watson-
is that's the level it's at. I think it's around Army of Lake Town. I think it's really good, but it's not lemon.
let us know,
See,
viewers, in
I
the
think-
comments.
Like if we're looking at what else is to come to put in lemon, I think we should probably have Arnor up there and Loth like here. I think it should look something more like that.
Maybe.
In my view.
No. I
Not
can't-
every list can have to be lemon though. Like lemon is like,
Yeah, but what other lists are we going to have that are?
but that's fine. Like
Yeah, it doesn't have to be full.
yeah,
No,
The
no,
whole
no.
point is
But
that
I
it's
think like if
exclusive at
we're
the top.
trying to differentiate from things that are slightly ahead,
I think Erebor Reclaimed
The
could
tier
end up
below.
lemon.
I see lemon as like it's the best of the best. This shit is so unbelievably good. People that take this are going to
Yeah.
win events.
Yeah.
Like give me the last event that lost one.
okay, but then why's Arnor not?
Unnumbered
above
tiers.
100?
Win
J1.
unnumbered tiers, yeah.
Well,
Also,
Sam just
Davis is-
literally said that point. So
Yeah, hasn't it been allied into so much where it's done pretty well this year?
That's what I mean. Loth being
Quite a lot.
allied in is fantastic.
Yeah.
has it though?
What's
No,
that?
if you actually look at what's
I
won,
think it has.
Has it?
But like, let's say, podiuming hundreds. I think a lot of lists of allied are in.
Not as many as I think Arnor's had far more success.
Yeah, so that's why I think those two compared to something like Survivors, like it's on that notch above, because there are those lists, quite a lot of hundreds this year that have probably dropped those things in, or is pure Arnor, compared to something like Survivors where that hasn't happened.
I'm pretty sure I've seen more Survivors do well.
Survivors haven't done well at all.
Compared to something like Arnor and Loth.
You get Survivors with Erebor Reclaimed. So I think Erebor Reclaimed is one that we're going to look at that actually probably should go up in Lemon.
Let's wait till we get there.
I can see. I don't mind Elliot's adjustment of Arnor being up there, but if Arnor is in Lemon because they have on a lot of hundreds,
I think Loth is there as well.
I think
it should be like this personally.
I don't mind Loth being. I don't mind Loth being.
We didn't put Arnor in a Lemon because it doesn't. You said, Ash, it doesn't do well in 800 plus events. That's what you said earlier.
I did, which is true.
And Lothlorien doesn't do well. It doesn't win 100s at, say, 550, 500 below.
Again, I don't think that's the only. I don't think that.
I get that. Yeah, that's not that, because you can ally it in, and also there are far more events above 600 points than there are below 600 points
at the moment. Yeah,
you're saying that at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, overall, at the end of the year, more events have been.
There have been a lot this year that have been higher points. Do we have? Because basically, me and Ash are fine with it like this. Does anyone else agree with it being like this? Because if so, it's 3-2.
No, I want Loft to go above Arm.
Yeah, I definitely.
But as in, with those two in Lemon with Minas Tirith.
It triggers me that Arnold's in Lemon, but if it allows Loft to go in
Lemon, I think I voted it silly nervous because that's where it should have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want this then?
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam.
Why though? What is? I don't understand.
Based on data, no.
Yeah, I don't understand what you literally said. What wins? Adam said, when you look at at the end of an event, what do you see at the top? What do you see consistently coming? Whatever.
Loth is quite a lot of the time in the mix because
if top players are taking Loth to events, it's coming at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Apart from Rawson. Apart from that, he's taken more.
And what was your example for Arnold, Sam?
Yeah, but Rawson's won more tournaments with Arnold than he has Lothlorien.
Because
Jay literally won with Loth allied in to unnumbered tiers.
Yeah, but that was with Galadriel, and that's it at one event. At 1,000.
Yeah, Galadriel being like Galadriel, Garlic and Core Sentinel.
He was very
Lothlorien gives you.
He was very close to winning tiers with it allied in.
He did win tiers.
He did win it.
He was very close to winning contest.
No, sorry,
Imps. He played me in the final game.
Sorry, I meant Imps. Sorry.
Yeah, Imps and
very
contest.
Imps and contest. He almost,
and contest. I think
I'm getting up the GBHL Instagram right
definitely
now. Going through all the lists.
Do we have 3 votes for it being Lemon? Me and Ash and James. Did you want it in Lemon?
Which faction are we talking about here now?
Loth.
Yeah, Loth, Lemon. Yeah.
Okay,
so the reason why I don't think it's up there, I'm going to concede it because I'm thinking as a pure list because that's what I want to run. But actually, you're right. You do see Galadriel dropped in with all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah.
Lothlorien pure, definitely not Lemon. But Lothlorien
as well. Like, Rowan May basically like won Best Newcomer using Loth the whole year. Not too long ago.
That was
wasn't that long.
And that's what Rawson did last year.
Yeah, with a lot of
But I mean, how much of that success is attributed to other lists? So Arnor, Hunter Orcs, etc.
Yeah, but he's definitely done very well with Loth.
I think that was his main thing last year. That was like the big.
He talks about that during the race.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really strong list. I don't think pure it's compatible with. So I'd say half the events of the year are from, up to and including 650. Maybe more than half. And I think Loth can just about do 650. Above that, they're great. Above that, they're silly nervous Lemon. But below that, they're not even silly nervous.
Another one, Farmer with Galadriel and his Hobbit mix came second for Battle for Olympus.
That was
I
what
think
we
there's
said.
been a lot of lists that it's been allied into, and
So is she? Are you guys saying she's lemon because the allies? Because you get the Thranduil Tools Boromir allies.
I just think that that's a very its
Is that
ally
why?
potential is a very good.
It's great as a pure list at higher points, and it
Yeah.
can also be
Yeah.
run at other points values because you can ally it.
Yes.
It's just is good. It's got all the tools. It's got fight six.
didn't you
It's got
take it,
magic.
Anish?
It's got.
He did for ages.
I took it last year. I won a couple of non-GBet events of it when we went to CJ MESBG. Shout out.
You know, like if it's
Event.
really that good,
Yeah, but we're not doing it.
Sure.
We're not comparing the good lists to evil
No.
lists.
yeah, no, I'm not saying like if it's a case of it's that lemon.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you don't see it more. Like
I'd
yeah, you see a lot of
rather
allies.
I'd rather
sure.
play a Minister of list with Witch King Sully than a Galadriel list. Pure loss.
Well, that's because they've got resistance to magic and courage 5.
Yeah. So if Sam's asking me why don't I take it, and I'm saying that it is a good list.
Resistance to magic in this current meta is also incredibly good as an army bonus.
That's a little thing for the next faction coming up.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah.
Leave it
Yeah.
there.
We've had 3 votes with it being in lemon,
mind-boggling.
so that is where it will stay. Moving on, we have Numenor. What do you think on this one?
Elliot, why don't you tell us? You're going to be using it at some point, I believe.
Well, I'm not because I gave you back all your Numenor.
I know, but I know you want to use it. So what do you think?
Well, I did totally use it at Unnumbered Tiers. Yeah, I really like Numenor. Obviously, it's the most competitive when you take it with Rivendell, really. You either go with Isildur, and then if you're running it with Rivendell, you're probably taking Glorfindel as well if it's at higher points, or if it's at lower points, Erestor, and then Círdan as well, you're usually taking, as I'm sure you'd agree, James. And then if you're really running it at high points, like at 1,000 points at Unnumbered Tiers, I took Elendil. Obviously, we all know what Elendil does. Him getting Fortified Spirit, Isildur getting resistant to magic, and all the troops getting resistant to magic is really, really good. Obviously, the troops are 5/4, which is good, but they're probably going to be 5/5 with the elves. The strength 4 is really nice. Obviously, it doesn't have much. It doesn't have any other allies really outside of Rivendell, but it's a very good ally to have. As a pure list, I guess it's not really that good. We did mark down the Fellowship for that, but I think Last Alliance is really strong in the right hands.
I don't think it's anywhere near close to being as bad as the Fellowship as a pure list.
As a pure list, no. But as in, like, we sort of marked down the Fellowship.
Yeah, that's because of the degree of how bad it was.
Yeah, but like, Last Alliance is really, really strong. A variety, like, how low would you say you can do Isildur, Círdan, Erestor?
I ran it pretty successfully at 550, I'd say.
With those 3 heroes, no.
Yeah.
With those 3. Yeah, but like you get more troops at like 650, right? Like max warbands. And that's still like, those 2 heroes are fine. Obviously, fairly low might, but then you've got full-ish warbands. So where would I rank it though? I'd probably go, I think Last Alliance is really, really good. I'd probably go bottom of Silly Nervous in the Army of Thor sort of range. If not higher.
I think it's better than Silly Nervous. Sorry, I think it's better than Army of Thrall, but not quite as good as Iron Hills.
I back that opinion.
I'm not sure why Iron Hills is quite so high as a pure list.
Well, because it's not just as a pure list.
Oh, sorry, of course. I'm forgetting the whole survival letdown.
It kind of makes my Iron Axes.
I was like, why are we doing it so high? Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I would agree with that, with it being here. Adam, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's around there, I'd say.
Yeah. So we've got it above Army of Thor, just below Iron Hills, instantly nervous for the audio listener. Okay, moving
This
on.
is Ollie Martin, this next one.
We
This
have
next
the
one, mate.
Wanderers of the Wild.
Tom Bombadil was
Excellent.
well good.
Tom Bombadil is a
and
lemon
Goldberry.
character.
I just think he's
sleep around.
banned from every event, mate. OP.
And
Maybe I
Goldberry.
put all my models within 1 inch of Tom Bombadil so no one could charge him.
I actually agree with James. Lemon tier. Top of
Shout out
lemon.
Jack Walger when I played him at the City of Kings when I first met him with Tom Bombadil and Guahir. Ready?
The most Jack Walker thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Jack played with Tom Bombadil. Go ahead. Hi, Tom Bombadil. And they just constantly renewed his
Yeah.
eagle. And Elliot.
How's it going?
Typical.
Where are we putting it?
It's worse. It's got to be Ollie Martin, I think.
Ollie Martin.
Come on,
It's
let's
gonna
be
be
Ollie
real.
Martin. Shall we do the
Yeah.
other Wanderer in the wild as well while we're here?
He's fucking dog
Yeah,
shit.
Tom Bombadil's better than him.
Thrain the Broken.
Yeah, Tom Bobbin was definitely better than Thrain the Broken, unless you're on a double every turn.
Yeah.
No, I think the Broken's arsehole.
Yeah. They're both in Ollie Martin. Okay. I think we're quite conclusive on that. Anything else to add? Should we move on?
No, Tom Bombadil should be allowed at more events. Hashtag I want to see him.
Okay. Moving on. We have Dale. Is it the Army of Dale or is it just Dale? Dale.
The army is
Garrison of Dale.
Yeah.
Garrison.
The Garrison.
My apologies to the
Oh my
Garrison.
God, Gary.
What?
And United.
If you know, you know.
Where are we putting Dale as a pure list?
I reckon
Not just as a pure list.
yeah, not just as a pure.
Sorry, I'm thinking. No, I meant not the Legion. Sorry,
God,
I meant.
this is a dead host.
I just meant not the
Hashtag sack
Legion.
Elliot.
one.
I mean, does it even ally anyway?
Yeah.
With
sure.
one of the dwarf ones, no, because it was outside.
Allies in with some dwarves. Does it ally in with Horse of Commander? Am I tripping? I don't know.
I have it
I
up.
feel like it does ally in with a fair.
Oh, it
couple of
does.
things.
Yeah. What's that? Army of Thor. It's green. Oh no, that's its only
Is
green.
it just Army of the Royal?
That's its only one.
Green, you
Yeah,
don't see
sorry.
it. Like,
I was
the only
looking
time you
at
see
that one.
this is at low points when you take spam shoot, and I feel like you either go the Girion route of literally no knights a day, and you literally just take spam. You get 35,
Yeah.
40 models with just
Cheeky
bows.
Windlance.
Yeah, or you take,
Yeah, you defo go Girion.
or you go the knight route with Brand or whatever Bard.
I feel like if you're taking the knight route, you're probably taking the ally of Army of Thor.
Yo, we're getting a house tour. Let's
or
go,
you're
Elliot.
taking-
Oh, they are.
or you're just going the Legion, but then there's no Legion. So I mean,
Yeah, well, exactly.
I think that the Dale Legendary Legion should go in Nervous at the bottom. It is just a
What?
standard list.
Why is the Dale Legendary Legion going anywhere?
yeah.
Sorry. Oh,
Did it me.
Mixing on my
God.
axes,
thanks to my axes. I've been sacked like Elliot now.
Dominoes.
I reckon the Garrison of Dale goes at the bottom of Nervous.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bit of a mid faction. Doesn't really do much.
I say something like the
That is the
Fiefdom kind of has a
definition
bit
of
more
mid.
going for it.
It's like picking up a common submachine gun, at a chest. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not what you want to see.
He's not wrong.
The grey one. Yeah.
Oh.
It's not what you want. Okay, so it's at the bottom of Nervous, the Garrison of Dale. Moving on, we have Erebor Reclaimed.
Here we go, Adam.
Thoughts?
Pitch.
I think this is really good into current meta. So I took pure Erebor Reclaimed. I took 4 big heroes, Dane, Thorin, Dwalin, and Gloin, and like literally 18 guys at 750. Yeah. Against the classic Witch King Sully, which has become really, really popular at a tournament recently. Played Fog of War, which isn't ideal because such few models, but it is good because I just need to keep Dane alive. And yeah, basically your only enemy is time. So you go in and against Witch King Sully, it's fine because Gloin can get in trouble because they only got 1 will, and people can get black darted goats. But at the end of the day, you've got 4 big heroes. It's such a good list. It's fearless. It's just superb. It allies really, really well. I think this is a really strong list. And going into current meta, which is Terra, which is Magic. Yeah, you can get your heroes shut down, but your heroes aren't even that expensive. So it's fine.
Also, there's the whole argument for, yes, it's obviously really good as a pure list, but the amount of like Thorins on Goat that you see dropped into things and everything, like the ally potential is really good as well, because you see that a lot. So that's another really good thing about it. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts, folks?
I agree with Adam.
I look at overall claimed and I don't inherently think that it's got fearless though, because you have to take Dane at that point. And people just prefer Thorin because he's 135 with Orcrist and get the free combat. Like you have overall claimed dwarfs, but they're not actually fearless. You play against courage unless you have Dane, but then you're taking, Dane with no master battle, no +1/-1, you no army bonus. You might as well go yellow with Iron Hills at that point.
The only reason to go yellow would be to make Dane your leader.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And he's a pretty good leader. So I mean, it's definitely very good. Yeah, best dwarf faction, 100%.
I find it useful to get the banner reroll on Thorin, Gloin, and Dwalin.
Oh yeah, it's like if you're just taking Thorin, you only get the banner reroll for him. That's it. So it's, I mean, I guess if you just had a banner near anyway, is it the end of the world? I guess you can send him off on little excursions on his ones and be fine. I've no clue where it fits though, to be honest with you.
I think it's going, having a look. I don't think we can put it above Arnor.
What?
Yeah, I think it slots just maybe below.
No, I genuinely think it works so well alone. It works so well allied. I see it as better than, it's as good as, if not better than Loth.
We are really splitting hairs, obviously, at like the very top. It's just like, I guess, how, to look at the whole metric of like how well has it done this year, for example, or recently. Like Arnold's done way better. Loth has done very, very well being allied in to lots of different lists. Like, has Erebor Reclaimed really been up there, fairly consistently throughout, say, the last 9-10 months?
No.
People don't really take it that much, apart from allied in. I mean, I took it pure and I won that event, but like
it came first at 200s this year. One being Rawson at Imps, and it came first at
I think Kalman took it, right?
Well, Farmer took it to the Scottish Battle of Clydewater, whatever it's called, and came first. That's two, instances of it winning.
I forgot about Imps, yeah, as a pure list.
So like,
I think Arnor has only won twice as well, hasn't it? With Jake.
He won Olympus.
I think he's put. I think he's
Arnor, though,
second twice with it as well, though.
It's been what's it called? Ardacon.
It did win Ardacon, which is
I should know this because I just did the race. But no, I'm pretty sure he's come second with it like twice. And I think
we should do every time you say the race, you should have like a little tally in the bottom corner of this episode.
You just said it again, so
clearly you want people to view that episode.
Watch it.
In the blue.
You know, Noobs and Men, when they roll like a 1 on their channel, they just get the ring wraith scream. That's great.
My gut is to put it.
I think it goes
below Arnor.
Yeah, I think it goes there.
I disagree personally. I put it above it.
Oh, I'm not okay.
Like, I get that Erebor Reclaimed has tools that goes well into the meta, but so does Arnor with like the fearless.
Got more.
So Alan wants it above. Sam wants it above. Jay, I need to hear your opinion.
It's going down.
Oh, no.
So James, are you happy with it there? Would you want it moved?
No, I'm happy with it there.
Okay, so me and James are in agreement. So Ash, it is down to you.
The comment section is going to ruin so many of our days.
Sam, it's always your day that gets ruined.
Nah.
Sam, you are officially the most hated Gollum's gamer.
This is why
you're the only one.
But seriously,
150 subscribers, we get 200 hate comments.
You're the only one that's had
does anyone's day get ruined? Let's be real.
The tier list.
No one's day gets ruined.
The tier list.
We love it.
It's gonna put you guys in the mud.
But it isn't like we put it down here.
Erebor Reclaimed is going above Arnold.
We're just putting it
now. Change
above. Oh, I'm not a fan. I don't want it. It is really good. I do want it there. But anyway.
Sorry, voted democracy boy.
But you don't want it in lemon. You're happy with it.
I'm happy with it there.
That is where it will sit. Okay. So Erebor Reclaimed takes the top spot in Silly Nervous. Moving on, we have Fangorn.
Ollie Martin.
Yeah, it's
We have
dumb.
our first non-Wanderers of
It's
Wildlife.
such a bad list.
It's got no redeeming qualities.
Unless
It
you're
is
in
totally
Australia,
obvious.
and then it seems to be
You-
really good.
Everyone in the game wants it to be good,
The last
Tree bear
March
model.
of
but it's just so bad.
Is it going Ollie Martin?
Go to Lolly Mine, yeah.
Is it above or
It's
below the Wanderers of the Wild?
non-ironically. Go on, Sam. Say it. Say it for me.
No.
His
so
brother's
not capable of
kids.
you.
Sounded
No, I'm
like
just
they
thinking,
dominated
like-
right then.
No, but if it's would
It's
I
better than Tom Bombadil.
Is it?
if you took this, do you think you could do better with pure Ents than pure or with Shire?
Yes. No, you do better with Shire.
Yeah, if you do better with Shire, yeah.
You can actually take objectives with Shire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the allies, friends. You did have what Loth, and I mean, is Loth even green? It's probably yellow.
Is that the trees will just die against any hero?
It's like yellow or red with everything. It doesn't ally.
I think
I think it's yellow with everything. Right?
it's got to be green with something,
I think
surely.
it's green with Loth, maybe.
No.
It's not green with anything.
What? Sorry, hang on. I thought we were talking about.
Yeah,
To be fair,
Fangorn's-
I'm
It'd
totally
be-
indifferent about these stupid fucking trees. This is
It'd be awesome if it were green with the roses.
they should
would
be
be
green with
that.
roses. Oh, let's go. Make it
Are
happen,
we-
J. Claire.
Are we keeping it top of Ollie Martin?
It is Ollie Martin tier. Sorry, Mark Pearson, and love you, boy. I know you love Ents, but what can we do?
trees need the Bjorning effect of just something
Mini
different.
trees.
Yeah,
Crusade.
they need
If they make
something.
them green with
Need
roses, that
endlets.
actually would be interesting.
Yeah.
Would it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, could you imagine if they released Huorns, like a troop type?
Yes, that would be so fun.
They'd be like slightly bigger versions of
Sacrilege.
Bjornings or something.
They would be like ogres, like sort of 50, 40, 60 points with
Yeah.
that same sort of base and allowed to do brutal power attacks. That would actually be fun.
Yeah, if you
I
could
like
use
it.
the bludgeon
Yeah.
power attack with
Yeah.
the mini ents, that would be well good.
the mini ends.
The branches.
The Ent kids.
So beast.
Okay, it looks like everyone's happy with it at the top of Ollie Martin. So moving on, we have
That laugh was sinister as fuck.
Ollie Martin cringing right now.
Oh,
the
poor
army,
Ollie.
the army of Lake Town.
God, this would have been in Lemon, like literally before the nerf.
Yeah,
I don't know where it goes now.
Where's it now? We
Dog
literally,
now,
I
isn't
haven't
it, really?
seen it
it's got to
one
be
time.
dog. Yeah,
Since the nerf, I have not seen it one time. I mean, obviously, it is really good at low points, though.
Matt Light beat Rawson with his Arvadui Gladiolist, so it's got to be Lemon, surely.
God, Sam's so fucking fickle. Chill out, mate.
so butthurt.
He's had a massive dildo in him. He didn't like it. I think it's worse. I think it's better than Dale in Nervous.
Is it?
It's just a 450 point army, isn't it? Realistically now.
Yeah, like it's only good at 1 points level, really, and
Is
it's
it even 450? It's like 350, isn't it?
no
Oh,
450.
no, because it's barred now, isn't it? Yeah, so it's slightly different. Yeah,
you got
yeah,
54
450, yeah.
models if you go
You
450.
still get one of the best models in the game at Braga.
Yeah, Braga do be busted.
the Braganator.
It's
That's
the
it, that's it.
Annihilator.
I think it's better than Dale.
Yeah, so
I think it's
better
below
than
Dale.
Where are we putting it?
Below Guaya.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with Sam there.
Oh, there.
That's one thing. It doesn't even do it that well anymore. I feel like Dale is definitely better than that.
What do you mean?
Overall, you just never see Dale. Mm.
You can still ally it though, can't you?
It's still like
Only if you take Bard,
Yeah. And then you just take survivors.
which zero people have done because it just makes no sense.
because it makes it poopy.
Yeah.
getting like 54 models at 450 with a 12
It's
inch banner.
fucking- yeah, like it's still good, but I think it's better than Dale.
I agree.
Right, it's there.
We're
Two
happy with
middle
that.
ones are so awkward because they're just one model that you just drop in, but they just are so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Like they just look so shit there.
Something
But
there.
it's not
Yeah,
like
like
that.
they're both sat amongst these like very middle of the pack armies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but,
are.
like they
You
do
can't
have.
overrule how good
How
those single drops
impactful a
are.
single model can
Yeah,
be, though.
they are
Yeah.
really, really good. Like, although the factions, themselves on their own, I'm trying to think of a word.
Dropping in a Boromir, dropping
vacuum.
in a Legolas,
In a
dropping
vacuum,
in a
yeah.
Gandalf changes the list and it makes it
Yeah.
infinitely better. So it's kind of like, that's just what it is.
So moving on, next we have Rivendell.
Oh, this is going to be a feisty one. I can already feel it.
Nervous.
I can already feel it.
I can already feel it. It's better than nervous. Come
It's
on.
definitely
It's
better.
definitely-
Than nervous.
It's definitely better than nervous.
Not all of Sam's dog opinions coming straight out the barrel.
Sam, that is a terrible.
Sam, you're terrible, mate.
Just
You need to grow up.
it kind of need. I guess it,
Was it?
Just
I
wait
do
until the
wish it would
next
be higher than where it will end up, but it's not proper silly nervous at all.
I think it's around Iron Hills level.
Yeah,
I want to put it above Iron Hills.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I think so as well.
I think Círdan, what a guy.
Because I think it
know?
does also work at a number of different lower points levels as well.
Yeah, it does.
With like allying in Galadriel.
It's got a lot of ways to run it. It's got good
Yeah,
variety.
a
It's
lot
got
of
good
different-
allies.
Yeah,
It just works.
very solid troops. And it's kind of, it isn't obviously its best way, maybe at like higher points where you could like take Last Alliance or, like really maximize having the more expensive troops and heroes. But there's some really good lower point options as well, even in sort of like the 550 range, which is really low. You can still do pretty well with it. River Knights as well, obviously at like 500, 550 is really, really good.
Yep.
And at higher points. So where do we want to put it? Above or below Iron Hills? Above Survivors?
I think it's above Iron Hills, and it just sits in that little gap.
In there, Sam, Adam?
I'd say
I disagree, but I just don't like. Yeah. When you say it can be used at all points, I don't know. Like, Riv Knights are redeeming quality of it. Riv Knights are very good. They're very controlly. Someone who's used Riv Knights well can can do some real damage. But
It maybe isn't gonna like, it doesn't have lists at lower points levels that could say maybe win hundreds, but it's like it's got some really solid lists which you can still take and do well with. Like in the right hands, I think it'd still do very well.
I feel like it's kind of a. I don't think it requires allies if you're just taking not Riv Knights, but it just really does.
I don't know.
It doesn't need allies.
No, it really needs its allies to be played not the Riv Knight way. Apart from like when you get to the
I think you can get a little bit spammy with it at midpoints, and it could be quite effective as a pure list.
What would that list be though? Like what?
So like a Círdan, like a Eristor captain or something like that. You can get strong numbers, have great shooting, blinding light.
yeah.
I guess that just isn't the sort of list that would probably hang around with the types of lists that these ones can do as well.
Yeah.
It definitely can.
Like if I saw that list compared to just let's say that's 650 or something. I don't know what that would be. And then a 650 Army of Thrall list. I feel like I'd probably prefer the Army of Thrall list just as a general,
I think so as maybe as well, but then I just think Rivendell has some really strong lists outside.
I'd actually disagree with that. I think what Goebel just said, that sounds like a really good list. You've got a Terror front line that automatically passes courage tests. You've got blinding light. You've got really good shooting. You've got higher fight than the dwarves. You'd have equal numbers, if not more. I think that would actually be really good.
It is. Luke Hilda runs it. It's very strong.
I think taking like a Sealdor and then Númenóreans would be way better.
And then throwing in an Undil.
Like, yeah, that's just where I think as soon as you start looking at the allies, like Sam said, like I think allying in Loth at kind of your lower points levels with Galadriel is really, really good. And then at high points, there's lots of different ways you can run Last Alliance from 650 up, 700, 750, 800 and higher. Is
I'd say it potentially has the strongest ally
good.
set in the game.
Maybe it's up there.
What would you do with Loth? What would you add in with the Loth faction?
With Loth.
So you can take Galadriel for like control.
So you take Galadriel and then like
yeah, but surely that you'd do that at higher points, wouldn't you?
But as in, it's a pretty good way that you could say run like Gil-galad or someone at like 600. Those two with like pretty much full war bands, fight 6, like a lot of control with a sentinel. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. What do we think? Are we happy with it there, Ash? We haven't heard your view on.
I said when Rivendell came up, I said it was better than Iron Hills, and you put it exactly where I said. So I came back after getting a new beer, and I thought, nice.
It looks
I'm
like
happy.
Nice.
we have 3 votes for it being there, so it will stay there.
Where did Sam want it? Did Sam want it in Ollie Martin?
Sam wanted it in nervous
Yeah,
because he's a
lower.
dumb
No, I
duck.
said I put it in the bottom of silly nervous. I don't know. I just like.
Can we
I think
get a
it's better than
replay
Iron
at some point
Thrall.
on this edit? Because Sam definitely initially said nervous.
Yeah, but then when it comes to top of nervous, bottom of silly nervous, I said would I at 650 if you rocked up with an Erastor kid and captain is with Erastor as your leader.
Yeah, but you're looking at arguably the
I mean, you can't just pick a single points level and say, "Oh,
No,
I'm
no,
not
I'm not
necessarily
saying that.
loving that."
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like at low point, Riv Knights is. I'd argue Riv Knights is the best way to run Rivendell unless you're going for the ally route. I feel like if you're running Rivendell without Knights pure, allies just do really help it out. Like as a faction,
I'm not seeing that as an issue though. I don't
Yeah,
get
that
what
isn't
your
a
point is behind
negative.
that.
No, but I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
not. It's something to consider though. Like I think I don't know. I just don't see.
We haven't marked Iron Hills down because it's maybe not the best on its own.
I would just.
It's
put
also
it
not bad
where
on
I
its own. I mean, it's still a very
No.
strong list.
Yeah, it's still
The
good on
fact
its
that
own,
it
but
works
like
with allies isn't a negative. It's actually a positive.
No, I'm not saying that, but
If
I'm
it's
saying
got
that
the
Iron Hills works on its own and has green allies. Rivendell definitely works on its own when it comes to the Riv Knights and stuff. And
it definitely works, I would say, to an equal level as a pure faction as Iron Hills does.
I'd like to.
Definitely.
I'm not like, oh my god, why is it there? I don't really. It's either there or even next to Isildur, Numenor and Riv together forever. I'd be pretty nervous. But
I'd say it's
Yeah,
either
forever.
Iron
Move-
Hills.
Elliot, move Isildur above Iron Hills so they can be together. That's kind of cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's
pleases
actually.
me.
because they just are. They
And
just
now we
work
have the
best
dwarves
together.
next to each other. Yeah,
I like that. That's very themey.
we'll leave it there.
Maybe.
Okay, moving on. We have the Halls of Thranduil. James, floor is yours, my friend.
Hi. Yeah. Fabulous faction, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is in the silly nervous range. Probably in the mid tier of the silly nervous range because it has got really, really good allies. It can be run purely. It works at pretty much every points level, I'd say, depending on how you'd like to build it. It definitely has more competitive edges, I'd say, at higher to mid points, but it's very strong. You can put it in with things like Survivors, Erebor Acclaimed, Iron Hills. You can have a good time.
Yeah.
It's the most
Adam.
killy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's the most killy elf faction.
Yeah.
Totally
It's
is.
got Legolas.
Cheaper than Fellowship Legolas.
I think it's super strong.
I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. The only thing I don't like about the list is the Wood Elf captain doesn't have March, which is dumb.
Yeah, accuracy.
As a
Justice.
dead captain.
Why else do you take a captain?
I think it's super strong. I don't know if it's pure. I don't know if it's quite good enough, like to win tournaments. But I think it's really, really good. You often see it allied with Lake Town and Iron Hills. Yeah.
Go on, Sam. Put in a hard rebuttal, as we know you hate James.
Nice. I mean,
James Goble hate.
what?
Hatred.
It's
At least I've won a most spoiled.
Ooh.
I'm proud of that, mate.
Adam, can we actually pin? Shout out to Adam, who's currently on track to win the most sporting gamer in the MSBG.
Gollum's Gamers!
Let's go, Adam!
Let's go!
Right, back to you, Sam.
Is that actually true?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know. He's
No,
so
I
sporty.
thought I was doing quite well at it, but I thought, isn't someone on 3 yet?
I think Dewey might be on 3.
Yeah.
Right, keep going. I'm going to fact check myself.
Sam.
Oh, sorry, I totally zoned out.
Lost in the sauce.
I guess like where would I do think it is in silly nervous just because
Yeah. It has to be. Yeah.
it
it's
can
just rare.
like at the points levels it's good at, it is good. Like
Yeah,
you know,
it's really good.
guaranteed.
It's got good allies.
I don't really
good
think
troops,
it
good
could be
leader.
run. I think 650 is like the minimum. I'd be intrigued to see a list that at below that is, you know, it's actually competitive good at. Competitive good at? No, that's good
Been
English.
crafting some things in my dungeon.
Yeah. If you could show me a 600 point list or below, or any points level below 650, that is core. Like I'm actually scared.
Cool.
Ashley?
So unless Dewey won an event before this spreadsheet has been updated, Adam, you are currently the most sporting
Let's
player
go.
in the GBHL. Let's go!
Say that.
That's why the viewers love him.
We love
Sporting guy.
Adam.
Sporting guy.
That's why everyone wants him in the pods.
Yeah.
Even his voice is sporting.
So Halls of Thangel, where exactly in Silly Nervous are we going to put it? Next to Iron Hills, because it allies very well with Iron Hills. I think maybe slightly above, because as a pure
No, I
faction,
think it's
probably
better. Thranduil's Halls is better than Rivendell.
I'm also thinking it's in that gap between Survivors and Rivendell.
Yeah, I think it's there. Or maybe better than Survivors, realistically.
Is it better than Survivors as a pure list? Because they have essentially like Survivors, Halls of Thangel, and Iron Hills are essentially all the same allies.
I know. I think it is better than. I think it's better than Survivors.
Think of the pure list, it probably is better than Survivors. And then they have the same allies, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a tricky one.
Looks like we're fairly
Not much of a muchness, really, because the ally matrix is basically the same for them, isn't it?
Yeah, but then as a
Much
pure
ado
list,
about
it's be
nothing.
better. So
So interestingly, we're saying here that the elves in general are all silly nervous or above.
They're not. I think that's the thing. Like this is such a. I don't know. Does it not look? We usually say that good factions are just inherently worse than.
but this is a tier list.
Yeah, but we're not
Only
good
comparing them to
factions.
evil.
What?
No, I know it's a tier list for good. I know it's a tier list for
Classic
good
Sam.
factions. However, like, so you're saying that Lemon and Silly Nervous, or at least Lemon wins events, right?
Yeah.
Played Ollie Martin to Sam Grattan.
Yeah, do it.
It's just like this is such a top-heavy list. I don't think.
But we compare.
I mean, it's not that top heavy.
No, I know we're saying it's comparing good factions together, but I keep just thinking about Adam saying the what wins down, and Halls of Thangel definitely does
It's
because of Legolas.
not only about that, though, is the only thing.
Yeah, I know, but you know whether that plays a part of it. Halls of Thangel Legolas is just it's just a classic, you know, and it's definitely in Silly Nervous. It's definitely better than Rivendell.
It just sounds like you really don't want Rivendell and Silly Nervous.
No,
I
I
think
just
he's just upset because Survivors have moved.
no.
That's totally it.
He's trying to fumble away into saying it.
It needs to go below Survive.
They both Survivors and Halls of Thangel, they both work at the same points. That's the other thing. Like they both 650 plus is the bit for them.
Yeah. But like it's a better pure faction than Survivors, and Halls of Thangel also gives you leggy that you can drop into other lists.
I guess what list benefits more from the allies?
But
So
I think
does-
Horse of
does
Thranduil
Horse of Thranduil
already
benefit-
has other things going.
Survivors benefits more out of that alliance.
That's what I'm saying. So does if you ally in Legolas or whatever to Thranduil's halls, or sorry,
Yeah, but
to
it's only
Survivor,
benefiting more because of it, because of Halls of Thranduil.
Yeah, see, like it's
So therefore
it's
that is the
benefit
stronger
for
faction.
survivors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So a benefit to the Halls of
Oh,
Thranduil.
okay, so you're coming from that. Okay, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, my perspective is that Halls of Thranduil on its own could compete. Survivors of Lake Town couldn't compete.
Yeah, it's
But
better.
together they are stronger.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
To
what I'd be
become
saying.
one.
it just has more notches in the belt, really, when we're adding them up over survivors.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's good there. Okay, moving on. We have Rohan
Horse
very
Lords.
late in the pod.
I'm gonna maybe be controversial here and
Pure
say
Rohan.
better than fiefdoms, but only in nervous.
Yeah,
No.
I'm okay with that.
You don't see many people, anyone.
Who's running Rohan as
Yeah.
well?
I'm going to be controversial and say that I think it's dog.
Oh, that is mega
Oh,
controversial.
losing his most sporting title, PBHL. That's an egregious
To
statement.
the men of Rohan.
It
Yeah.
can't be worse. It's not worse than the Lake Town now.
Nah, it's definitely not.
No. Like
Although-
you could still make a good list. Like it's got good allies. Like Rohan Loth is
The Legions are way
better.
better.
than
Yeah.
Arnon.
The thing is, who's ever taking pure Rohan?
No one.
It's
not
talking
really
about
pure
Rohan,
Rohan,
it's
no.
the alliance
It's
team.
Rohan Loth.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
you
better
can take
than-
like the Earl sort of list, which is strong. That's an ally.
True. That's a that's a good list. And then it is still green with Ministerials. Like you could make,
Yeah.
I know it's not the most like competitive thing, but you could still make like a pretty decent list with Ministerius and Rohan.
Yeah.
You also see a common one drop of Theodred,
Into lots of
and you see
suit lists.
gambling and Theodred allied into things to make it very
suit
strong.
lists. Yeah, Rohan
So I think
is
pure Rohan is dog, but allied can certainly nervous. Yeah.
I definitely put it up. I think it's got to be with allies as well. I think it's top of nervous.
I want it above fiefdoms.
I'm not convinced.
I think it's above fiefdoms. Personally, I think Rohan Loth in the right hands.
I feel like
It's very
Khazad-dûm is better
competitive
than
list.
pure Rohan.
No, pure Rohan is better than Khazad-dûm.
I don't think so.
I think it goes like here because I think you can still make some pretty good. Like obviously, it does get way better with certain legions, yeah. But when you strip those away, yes, as a pure faction, like if you're only taking Rohan, it's probably not that good. But it's got some pretty strong allies that you can still make some competent lists with, the same as fiefdoms.
It's so vanilla. Like it's just such a.
It is pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla's a nice flavour though. Like,
That's what I mean. It's good
Yeah.
flavour. But it's so vanilla.
Like I don't think it can be further down in nervous personally. Like the lowest it could go realistically is there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it there.
But I think
it's better than Khazad-dûm. Khazad-dûm is genuinely bad.
I think it's better than fiefdoms as well.
God, I hate the fact that you guys think Khazad-dûm is good. Khazad-dûm is genuinely terrible.
It's not that
Put
bad.
Khazad-dûm in average. Nervous is average.
Yeah, like this is such
Yeah.
a average
Rohan
list,
is better
Khazad-dûm.
than that. Rohan is better than Khazad-dûm. Oh my,
I think
this is a
it's-
hill I will die on.
I think it's there. What do other people think?
Happy.
It seems like Ash wants it here. What do other people
I'll
think?
put it in the middle personally. But
I think it's in the middle.
What here?
no.
Yeah.
left.
Adam, what do you think? You're the
I'd put it above Moria, above the dwarfs. But
Oh,
Okay,
thank
yeah.
God,
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, there.
here, but not better than fiefdoms. No? Okay.
So pure, I think fiefdoms is a lot better. But if you take into account the allies, then yeah, that's good.
Okay. I guess they do both have pretty strong allies, yeah.
They have the
Okay.
same allies apart from Loth, right?
Yeah.
And fellowship. Can fellowship ally with Rohan?
I don't think so with the
No, they
don't
can't.
believe so.
No, they can't. Yeah.
Okay, so we have put Pure Rohan just below the top of nervous. So moving on, we have Radagast's Alliance.
I think it just goes below Gwai here now.
Is it not slightly better version?
Yeah, with Raddy. No.
Because you get the option of having Radagast as well.
Yeah, surely that's
I mean,
better.
what's the downside to that?
Yeah,
Uh,
I
what-
agree.
The downside
did-
is that Misty Mountains, I think, just has better
Yeah,
allies.
how do the allies rank up?
They have different allies
Let me check.
matrix.
Is it not going to be yellow every time?
No,
With either of
Raddy's,
them.
Raddy's isn't. I don't think. Misty is
Can we get a fact check on that?
Misty
Yeah,
is
I'm
just
totally doing
yellow
it.
and green.
So the Misty Mountains is green with the Fellowship.
Misty Mountains is green and then yellow with everything else. Like it's just that's what it is.
No. Radagast Alliance and Thorin's Company. That's the Misty Mountains, and then what's the other one?
Yeah,
Radagast Alliance.
basically, Elliot, look up if Radagast Alliance has red allies.
Yeah, Radagast Alliance is only green with the Misty Mountains. So the Misty Mountains has better allies.
No, does it have
Yeah,
red?
but you're never
allies?
allying them into those things. We want to know if they have red
Does
allies.
it has red allies? Radagast Alliance does it have
Ready?
red?
Yes.
Yeah.
With what?
Well, loads.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you take Gwai here from Misty Mountains because it's yellow with everything.
Oh, it is. Yes, it's yellow with everything. I see that. Yeah.
God, my broken record. So yeah, it's minimum yellow. Radagast isn't.
Radagast.
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 Then the
Rarely guessed.
but
So
the
you're,
ones
you're
Radagast.
allying Radagast for you're having Radagast Alliance for Radagast, not really Gwai here.
yeah, but then I guess is it the list that you could put Radagast into?
But
even
yeah,
though
that's what I'm saying.
fewer of
People
them, are they better?
people take Gwai here way more frequently than Radagast.
True.
Radagast is still a good ally, sure. Take him on a horse, with Seb, fair. He plays a role, but
With Seb.
you just take.
So
I don't see. It's just below Gwai here now. It may
Yeah,
even
yeah.
be below.
yeah, with that alliance information, I agree.
Yeah, it may be below the other two. I don't know, but
Nah.
Love
I
it, Sam.
think-
Whatever you say, mate.
Yeah,
Whatever you say.
I do.
So
kind of
no,
agree with
whatever.
that as well.
he came first at City Kings on Eagle. So
True. Okay, moving on. We have Thorin's Company.
Ollie Martin.
I'm gonna abstain because I don't know anything about this. I know Sam played a guy who absolutely ass fucked him with it.
yeah, this
so-
Erebor Reclaimed it's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erebor Reclaimed is actually
So different.
Erebor Reclaimed is really good. At worst, Erebor Reclaimed is the same, but they all have armor.
Yeah.
No, you
Which
played
is
the Champions of
important.
Erebor guy at Tiers and he done you
Yeah,
over.
that's
See, your
Erebor
key
Reclaimed,
word there
mate.
was the champions of Erebor.
You're right.
Am I being really dense?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thorin's companies where
no.
they're all like D5.
They're all shit.
Hashtag apologies.
But you do get Gandalf,
And Bilbo.
Yeah, don't
Baggins.
which you can just green ally anyway.
Yeah.
forget- So what are you thinking? Where does it go?
Ollie
Thorin's
Martin,
Company?
definitely.
Martin?
It's better than the Ents because it's got more might.
True.
Is it better than the Ents?
You can get
I
more
don't think it
objectives.
is.
No, it's got to be better than the Ents.
It's got
I
casting,
genuinely
yeah,
think the
sure.
Ents are better.
Is it
Nah,
better?
it's-
Shire.
It's-
That's out of the question, mate.
It's not better than the Shire.
It's definitely an Ollie Martin.
It's not better than the Shire. It is Ollie Martin.
Is it not there?
No,
I think it's there.
I think it's there. Like I think you
I
could
think that's
still take this to a
insanely
one.
generous.
You could take that to a 1-day 90, and if you get decent matchups, but with ends, that's far less.
You
likely
could say that
to-
with literally any list.
One
of the
day 80.
You
No,
could take
but
it
I'm
to a
saying,
one-day 90.
but I'm saying with something like Ents, you're less likely for that to happen. Thorin's Company
Why?
is out the
Sorry,
I don't
Elliot,
think
can you
you
just say
are.
that again?
What?
If you take it to a 1-day 90, what?
Yeah. If you get good matchups, you could be like far more likely to do well with it compared to something like Ents,
Why?
in my view, because you've just got more models, more might. Like if you get good matchups with good scenarios, I just think there's a better chance that you could do well with it compared to something like Ents. where you
Okay,
have,
I've
like-
got my Ents. I've got
four or
good
five
matchups
models.
and good scenarios.
No, but I'm just saying I think it's a higher chance that you could get
That's
better
the worst point
better
being made I've ever
matchups.
heard.
compared to Ents.
Elliot, what you should do right now is take this and
Yeah,
give
it's
it
not
up.
Ollie
That might be
Martin.
the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen you do, Ash. You just
I
that
think
is
compared
hard.
to Ents, it's got a better chance of having better matchups, is what I'm saying.
No, I think it's the opposite way around.
What do you think?
Ents, yeah.
Ents has a higher chance of running into good matchups.
Yeah.
I don't think so at all. I think it's got far fewer good situations compared to Thorin's Company. That's my view.
wrong with you, mate?
So it's in Ollie
So-
Martin.
Me and Adam won it there. Okay, and it seems like 3 won it down there. So
I mean, it's
last-
indifferent. It's both the same place.
I
really.
don't really care. Just
yeah.
Let me go.
Moving on
please.
to our final faction, as we have a second Gua here, we have the White Council.
Ollie Martin.
See, I disagree because at high points you can ally in both Saruman and Galadriel and do quite well.
Again, it depends if you're thinking about pure allies. I
Yeah.
always, for some reason, I
as
just
an
think
ally
about
force,
pure.
they're actually decent.
Jake almost
Yeah.
won tiers with imps with Galadriel, and
I
That's
put it
why
I
on
want to
Galadriel
put it.
from
I
Ashley
want to
Ruger.
put it in genuinely the bottom of nervous.
I think it's got to be like, surely it's in with like the Gua here sort of mix, no?
No,
Nah, it's just a
nowhere
Maguire.
near as good as that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Surely it's better.
Okay,
than
but guys,
ours.
we're talking about super high points where it has to be an ally.
yeah, that's what I mean. It needs to be below
I
dead.
don't think it belongs in
So-
nervous. I think it belongs in dog.
Yeah.
There are more events where Woses will be appropriate.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
mind
it's at
it
the
being
bottom of
in
dog.
there.
I think it's
No,
there.
it's better than the Shy. It's better than Moses.
Better than the Rangers, surely.
It's better than the Dead.
Fucking
I think
Galadriel, Lady of
nervous. I
Light.
think nervous there is perfect.
I think it's got to be there.
Sam as the final arbitrator.
Yeah, there.
So Matt didn't give a
That's the
fuck.
least convincing
Let's
thing
go.
single episode.
Oh yeah, there.
So
And that will do
viewers,
it for the fucking.
If
Are you
you
casting a vote? Okay.
if you would like to see us review the evil factions, if you give us 7 likes, we will review the evil factions.
Big
Seven?
Can we get
numbers.
7 likes?
Well,
We've
we
already
can
got
do
5
5.
likes.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
You
boost
don't
it to
like our
10.
videos.
Let's boost it to- If we get 10 likes, we'll do another video and
10
do evil
likes.
factions.
We're fishing for
That
likes
is
out here on the
core.
Golden Gamers pod. Yeah. So for the audio listener, very quickly, so we have Minas Tirith and Loth in Lemon, and then we have things like Erebor Reclaimed, Arnor, and Halls of Thranduil at the top of Silly Nervous, things like Fiefdoms, Rohan, and Khazad-dûm in Nervous. Then we have things like Rangers, Woses in Dog, and the Ollie Martin tier, we have Thorin's Company, Ents, Tom Bombadil, and Goldberry, and Thrain the Broken